I think by midweek we may have some storms rolling through along that drive. It's just a matter of when do they get here along that drive. It's hot and humid. It feels like a summer pattern. Look at the temperatures currently into the 70s and 80, 78. We did not officially make it to 80 at the airport, but there were many more locations that did. Temperatures through this evening are going to cool back down into the 60s, maybe just barely into the 50s. There is a little bit of that wildfire smoke, but this pattern is going to be hot for the next couple of days. We'll also see the humidity start to creep in. It's why we're not cooling down very much overnight, with forecast low temperatures right around 60, and we go even warmer for tomorrow. 87, a more humid 87, by the way. That chance for storms, I'm going to outline when that is expected to arrive on Wednesday. I'll have the timing coming up.
Thank you, Rob. Today, more than 3 months after a Hamilton Southeastern former football player died in a crash, the driver accused of causing the wreck is now facing criminal charges.
Mason Alexander was the passenger when that car swerved off the road, hit a tree, and caught fire. Our Logan Gay joins us live tonight at 6 from Hamilton County. And Logan, you were there as the teen driver made his initial appearance.
That's right, Scott, and this was also his first day in adult court after a judge waived 18-year-old Trey Williams from juvenile court last week. Now, our camera was inside when Trey walked in wearing an orange jumpsuit. It was a short hearing lasting around 15 minutes. Williams is accused of several charges, including reckless homicide. But the biggest part of the hearing was when the judge discussed Williams' bond. Originally, the prosecution and defense had agreed to a $10,000 bond. However, the judge said the circumstances of this case were so troubling that he actually decided to raise the amount to $50,000. After the hearing, Mason Alexander's uncle told us he thought the judge made the right decision.
Each day that we come here is somber. If we could have Mason back, we would. I think the thing that makes it hard for the family to deal with is that it could have been avoided.
If Williams is released on bond, he will not be allowed to drive. Now, if he is convicted of that level 5 felony, Williams could face up to 6 years in prison. Scott, Ann.
All right, Logan, we'll be covering that case. Thanks so much from Hamilton County. Tonight, police in Monroe County are now investigating after finding a person dead inside of a car in a Walmart parking lot.
They say officers also found several aggressive dogs inside the vehicle. Police responded to that scene Sunday morning around noon and then attempted to get in the car when several dogs got out. One firefighter and a nearby bystander were bitten, and they have minor injuries. Tonight,
police believe that man may have experienced a medical emergency and do not suspect foul play. The cause of death is still under investigation tonight.
An Indianapolis man will spend nearly 35 years behind bars for shooting his pregnant girlfriend back in 2023.
This woman survived the shooting, but her unborn child died. A jury found 24-year-old Stephen Weiland guilty of attempted murder and aggravated battery during a trial earlier this year.
Weiland shot his girlfriend in the head while her 3 other children were there inside the home.
Former Colts players and coaches joined city and state officials today at Jim Irsay's private funeral service.
The 2-hour service on the north side at St. Luke's United Methodist Church was closed to the public and to the media. We were limited to shooting video from a distance in the parking lot there as hundreds of players, coaches, and staff from the team's more than 40 years here in Indianapolis came together and attended that service.
Jim Irsay was carried to his final resting place aboard a Colts motor coach this afternoon. The team is still expected to announce plans for a public memorial service.
Visitors here to Indianapolis may have the chance to catch a new view of the city from the rooftop of a new hotel.
So if the city approves the plans, that view would come from one of Indy's most iconic locations, Monument Circle. Emily Longnecker has the details for us.
Downtown Indy Inc. calls Circle Tower one of Monument Circle's most iconic buildings. It was built in 1930, and the project developer says whatever changes, the architecture won't be.
Neither will the first 3 floors of the building or the retail space you see here. Holiday Properties wants to renovate the building, turning it into a boutique hotel under the AC Hotel by Marriott brand, with 175 rooms on floors 4 through 14. On the 11th floor, there'd be a hotel lobby with a rooftop terrace and bar. The hotel's expected to be a $40 million investment that would bring in 45 full-time jobs. Downtown Indy Inc. issued a statement on the project which said in part, quote, Downtown Indy has had a strong pipeline of building conversions over the last 5 years. The continued interest in preserving historic buildings and utilizing their footprint to bring new audiences into our downtown is exciting. The proposal still needs an official green light from the Department of Metropolitan Development, which would include approval for a 10-year exemption on property taxes.
And if the city approves this project, renovations could start by April of next year. The project's developer hopes to have them finished by December of 2027. At Monument Circle, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.